now we have the third speaker, Mr. Nilay Ranjan, who is Program Manager for Knowledge for Development. He is responsible for knowledge management, and he is going to talk to us about ICT as an enabler for socio-economic development.
Basically the whole paper is basically divided into two parts. One is theoretical part, one is practical part. I'm basically here talking about one of our experiment, which is Lifeline India, which Madam discussed in earlier presentations, that IVR systems is effective in terms of implementing that tool for any sector, whether agriculture, whether in education and health. It is easy for the user to use it, and its result is very high, because that theoretically, if you look at that, ICT has that conference is ICT solution for socio-economic development. ICT has an important impact on socio-economic development, but most of the emphasis on that we put on that supply side, manpower creations, tech tools, the preferences of the donor. So a lot of things which is in supply side. Hardly we put focus on the demand side, which is that socio-economic characteristic of the user. And in terms of accessibility, scaling up, that we're not focusing on the demand side, it's led to that lot of barrier in terms of scaling of the things. IVR systems help in terms of making the things in more demand side. This is what we are. One World South Asia is basically a regional center of One World Network, which is based in the UK, and it works on ICT tools like mobile phone, internet, community radios, info kiosks. So this system is basically that related to info kiosks. We work on better livelihood opportunity, quality education, access to health facility, gender equality, safe environment condition. We believe that access to information and knowledge coupled with effective communication is key to the development. That's the power of ICT. The major problems in implementing the ICT-based programs, that information gap, a lot of people say that earlier, access to technology in terms of community, actually being able to use this tool effectively. Because Madam also said that things that a lot of people, and yesterday also people have said that a lot of people are not aware how to use the tools. Ability and access to need-based content in local language and simplified form, overcoming resistance to the technology. Because that 11th also a lot of people say the data that a lot of website and these are not available in the local languages. That's the important barrier for that. This is Lifeline. An initiative to use the most widely available communication tool, the phone, the information and knowledge exchange to the grassroots community. This is the initiative by BT and CSCO with One World partnerships. Under this book, through this BT Lifeline, a farmer, that the map is not here, that is in the paper. So farmer with a toll number 022391160 can register a question from anywhere without any facilitator. He go to the, take up a landline or mobile phone, register the questions through the voice. The questions go to that IVR systems where it's recorded in the voice menu, and that voice menu menus go to that knowledge worker who can access that information through the websites, log in the websites, listen to the questions, and if the question is available in the frequently asked data bank, he automatically revert back to that IVR systems, whether that caller can access that information by clicking that his ID number. If that information is not available, the knowledge worker divert the questions to that expert, and expert provide the information, and then he move back to the IVR systems. Whether within 24 hours the farmer can get the answer. The technology is developed by the Mahindra and Wipro. They supported us then. Before the pilotings, it's field tested, and farmers who are dire need of such services. Service feedback directly taken from the farmer help to incorporate their needs and suggestions for effective implementation. By the technology feature of this Lifeline project, offline database of FAQ with information center for the first-hand use, IVR system, phone-based system to register query and retrieve of answer. User can also register query through the web application from information center. Answer can be retrieved by calling back or through the web application. See that basic problem can be helped through the phone line, but if the problem is acute, then that farmer can take the picture of that crops, attach the file, and also can link with that web applications, which is available near to that in the cluster of some villages. This is the basically piloting in the farming sector. We are going to scale up in the education sector very soon. This is the important problems which I said that if the farmer, the problem is acute and that expert is not able to understand the problem, the knowledge workers interact with the farmer, take the photograph of that and club to that, send back to the expert. We also one more believe in the multi-state partnerships. So for this Lifeline project also, there's multiple actors are there. CSCO of course for supporting us, experts, BT, farmer, the knowledge worker who is instrumental in running the programs, kiosk owner, sponsors, partners, because we work with the partners. Tara Hut and that Samik Bharti, the partner. We are running these programs right now in the 300 villages in UP, MP and Himachal Pradesh. This is a pilot phase. This is basically offline. The farmer can register the questions through the phone. If you click these things, this is offline, which is knowledge worker works. If you put it here, Hindi, then that knowledge worker have to be enter his name and the password. Then this is that here is the number of the calls, number of answered calls. This all the information is available. Then knowledge worker click on this and get that this is an audio recorded message and who are the persons can retire the things. Here the knowledge worker can categorize the questions in the state wise, region wise and a specific sector. These are available answer in the FAQ. If the answer is available in the FAQ, directly can retrieve back to the IBRI systems and within a few minutes that knowledge worker, that farmer can receive the answer. If the answer is not available in the FAQ, then within 24 hours, expert can provide the answer to that. And this is again that same query. This is the whole report that for that monitoring systems, that how many questions are coming, what are the issues which is the farmer facing. So for our monitoring systems, it's also important to have a detailed reports. It's weekly and monthly report. It's help the knowledge worker and the community also to understand what the basic problem in the regions and which is important for the policymaker also and other people also to correct that problem, because generally in that particular area the problem is similar and the farmer keep on arguing the questions again and again. So within a month or within a week we come to know that this is an important problem and this need to be addressed. The problem is specific personalized, then it can be sorted out. So that we can also doing that thing, generating a monthly report and analyzing that report. This is the questions format which is offline. The same thing. This is that user can, the moment the user call through the phone number, his name and the mobile phone also get registered. So for the, our database is also important that who are the user and from where he is making the call, that can also recorded. And this is also stored in the FAQ. If the farmer wanted to again repeat that, again listen to the answer, he can do that things through his ID number. Thank you.
Aqua and Echo both were about the query redress and receiving farmers' questions on emails or on portal and then answering. Well, potential fishing zone was something that was very interesting, and if we could help fishermen who have suffered from tsunamis and other natural calamities, it could be very relevant. So we had very good presentation from Dhan Foundation about how they have been using. What was more interesting is that they are charging people for 8 services and they plan to charge for more so that sustainability could be achieved and larger people could be covered with the services. We discussed about a different model of eSagu wherein the farmers don't have to do anything. The coordinators would go to farmers and try to ascertain what problems they are facing, and the immediate answers are being given. And he has also said that once we start charging, we would be sustainable and we can reach larger number of people. Well, the human intervention is one thing that ICT would try to reduce, but this is one model which is also working well in areas of Warangal and Andhra Pradesh. And the third model we saw was IVR, very interesting model. And since, as I said, the mobile phones are getting common more and more with the rural people as well, this can also be a very resourceful and very important source of information to the farmers. So, thank you very much, Mr. Premanand, Mr. Reddy, and Mr. Nilay Ranjan. Thank you very much.